Welcome to the OT Tip of the Month to kick off the school year. It's been a really interesting start to the year, to say the least. And one of the things that our team of OTs has been noticing across different schools, across different age levels, is that kids are coming in to school more dysregulated than they have in the past. Well, what do I mean by dysregulation? I mean that kids are struggling to pay attention, to follow the rules, to learn the routines, to have control of their body and their emotions. When we use that term regulate or self regulation, I'm really talking about a person's ability to feel their feelings, recognize their feelings, and then take care of their feelings. Because if they're frustrated or mad or irritated, those big emotions, they're going to struggle to access learning and be available for learning. So as educators, we need to be aware of how are our students regulating and how can we help them to stay regulated. My mentor and an internationally known OT, Kim Barthel, says the fastest way to regulation is through connection. And so building those relationships with our students is so important now more than ever. And the first foundational piece to connection is being available to connect. So I invite you to be thoughtful of how are you doing? How are you taking care of yourself? Are you available to show up for your students in a compassionate, kind way? Are you creating safety in your classroom? Are you promoting that connection with you and with your students? And so I invite you to be thoughtful about your own self-care routines and rituals and how you are functioning right now in the world. Because the foundation for self-regulation is co-regulation, being able to regulate together. And if we're not taking care of ourselves from a physical, psychological, emotional, personal, spiritual, or professional standpoint, we're not going to be our best selves and be available for those relationships. I know when we think of self-care, we think of that physical aspect. Am I sleeping right? Am I eating well? Am I exercising? Which are all really important. But Olga Phoenix has a self-care wheel which dives into these different areas for us to be thoughtful about in all areas of our life and how we are helping ourselves to be present. When we think about promoting self-regulation and promoting our ability to stay regulated, we really need to have that awareness first and then adjust accordingly. So kind of checking in with yourself, how am I doing? And also being aware of how am I using my movement and my body and my voice to impact my students' regulation. So if we're moving in a jerky, sporadic, unpredictable way, that is very different than moving with intention, with confidence, in a slow manner. Same with our voice. If I'm using more of a consistently slow, low way of talking like I am now, that is going to be more regulating and help with that co-regulation piece as opposed to talking really fast or really high or in a really angry, gruff way. Very, very different. And so I invite you to be aware of how you're using your movement and your voice and adjust accordingly. If you're recognizing that you are in a stress state and things are hard, what can you do to get yourself regulated? Can you do some things with your whole class that really is to help you show up and be present for that connection and for teaching? Do you incorporate some movement or some breath or some mindfulness? Do you make a slight adjustment to your plan for that hour or that day? Can you have the students do some silent reading or writing or something independently first before you do your lesson so that you can take a moment for yourself? So I hope that you continue this month to be thoughtful about how you are showing up for your students, how you're taking care of yourself, and your ability to co-regulate with your students. Thank you.